June 26, 2011. A young woman went missing. She was last seen the night before, getting back home after a long night out with her friends. Lauren Giddings had just graduated law school the month before and was ready to start her new life. 5 days after her disappearance, something disturbing was found. Her torso was wrapped in plastic and dumped inside one of the building's garbage cans. A reporter made her way on site in an attempt to interview any resident she could find. And not too long after, a resident showed up.
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
This is Stephen McDaniel. Stephen, who was described as a quiet student, told the reporter that day that he had helped Lauren's friends search for her after she was reported missing. He lived one flat across from her in the hallway and had been worried sick and sad to hear that she was nowhere to be found.
No one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I we were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, I mean, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
Halfway through his interview, Stephen broke down after hearing that parts of Lauren's body had been discovered. This was difficult and shocking news to anyone who personally knew Lauren. 20 minutes passed and Stephen was able to get a hold of himself to continue his conversation with the reporter.
For the bar?
Yeah, no one had seen her since Saturday because there's not a whole lot of interaction unless we're doing classes.
Right.
And she was doing the online version of it.
You all studied together though?
We were in, there's two different people, there's two companies that provide it. Kaplan provides it and Barbary provides it. I signed up with Barbary and I've been doing the lectures that they have in the mornings. She was doing the Kaplan online, so I hardly ever saw her. I would see her go out running, but I mean...
What time would you go out running?
I don't even know when.
At night or morning?
I saw her midday a couple weeks ago. I mean, that was the last time I saw her, was coming back from the bar prep on the main.
Now here's my question to you at home. Did you notice anything weird about the interview? Did anything stand out as fishy or out of place? I'll give you a few seconds to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What happened to Lauren Giddings? Why did she go missing? And why was part of her body found at her apartment in a garbage bin? What was the rest of her body? And most importantly, who was responsible? And why did they do this? Later that day, in an attempt to answer those questions, a man was arrested for burglary in the same apartment complex. He had stolen some condoms from at least 2 apartments in the same building. Why was he there? What was he looking for? And why condoms? The cops later identified this burglar as Stephen McDaniel. Somehow, after his arrest, this visibly shaken young man, who had just earlier in the day got the news of his classmate's demise, had a master key that opened all the doors to all the apartments in the building. Following his arrest, the once chatty and receptive McDaniel had suddenly flipped the switch. He refused to talk. He wouldn't say a word even after being served a murder warrant. He sat in a chair in a small, cold interrogation room with a camera trained on him. What followed would be the most iconic and creepy interrogations ever seen by the Macon Police Department.
Okay. Are you almost finished?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have too much more to do, right?
No.
All right. And you've lived next to Lauren for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's at tonight?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Have you ever seen her with that dress on?
No.
You have no idea where she's at?
No.
Look. Just tell me what happened, brother.
I don't know.
Well, where's she at? I'm asking you for your help.
Lauren Giddings, 27, had been murdered and dismembered, and to this day, only her torso has been found. McDaniel, after a long and grueling interrogation process, eventually admitted to strangling and dismembering Lauren Giddings and dumping her missing limbs in a trash bin across the street from their apartment. And poor Lauren did not go down without a fight. McDaniel was sentenced to life in prison with a chance for parole in 30 years. Though his guilty plea eliminated his chances for ever appealing, he has continually pursued an appeal on the grounds that his rights were being violated by the police in arresting, interrogating, and talking to him. McDaniel is perhaps the most famous instance of a guy being exposed on live television as being the murderer of a victim in question. Lauren Giddings would have been 37 today. Her dad once famously said, "I was worried about my daughter getting into a bad car accident. I never, ever thought that she would be a victim of a murder." If you like this video and want to support this channel, please consider subscribing and click the like button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again next week. Peace.